just in sort of tandem with that, I was reading an article in the Financial Post, and this is commissioned by BMO Capital Markets. So Robert Kavik says, so they've been tracking house prices and sales, and is it a buyer market or seller's market? In general across Canada, we had a 26% year over year jump in house prices in this November compared to last November. That's no surprise. Last November was, about as low as it got anyway. But new listings have fallen. So I found that that's interesting because to me, that suggests that people will be holding off on selling their property until they see that sort of juice get pumped back into the market. So that will tell you that the buyer's market would be disappearing if people are holding off. There's less inventory on the market. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think, just judging by what I'm seeing from my clients, like I had a client buy last night. They jumped on a property in Innisfil that had been listed one day. It was priced exactly where it should be. And it was the nicest property that they'd seen in their price range. So well-marketed, nice properties, well-priced are going to sell. And versus what we were seeing 6 months ago, which was well-marketed, well-priced properties are sitting for 3 weeks to 4 weeks because people are not jumping in, or they're waiting to find out what's going to happen with the Bank of Canada's interest rate policy. So there are more buyers and there are more confident buyers out there now.
So do you think that less listings, do you think that means that the stuff that was on the market is sold, or do you think people are pulling them off and waiting? I don't know what they're waiting for, 2-3 months in order for them to, like, let's say if you had a 1.2 million property, maybe you relist at 1.3 and get it. Once the market acclimatizes to the new rules, maybe we get another rate cut, confidence continues to build back. But buyer's market disappearing tells you that, if you were on the fence on the other side, if you're waiting around because you think that there's more bottom to reach, what this is saying, let me read this quote. So they do 23 cities they track along the country, and they said, in fact, no outright buyer's market remain among 23 cities we track. So that tells you right there, if you were expecting it to reach a new bottom, it's already rebounding.
Assuming that's the top 23 cities in Canada, I would assume that there are some buyers markets still available. They're still prevalent outside of some of those major cities, some place where maybe there's not as many amenities. People don't necessarily want to drive as far out. I would think that there's still buyers markets there, but I would think that they would still be decreasing as well.
Yeah, like maybe in my hometown of Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia, maybe you can probably get some deals there. You can probably get some deals.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, other than Shubenacadie, I'm not as aware of that particular market, but I think that there's a combination. I think that buyers are more confident. They're scooping up the properties that are well priced, and people who have maybe higher aspirations on their selling price have probably pulled it off after the fall market. They didn't get what they wanted, and now they're targeting the spring market to come out next. So I think February and March will probably have another rate cut in January. And I think February and March will be really indicative of what we see for the spring market and then beyond.
I agree. I think that we're going to learn a lot. We're going to see where the trend is going to lead us. We'll see if people are still timid to pull the trigger on a purchase. I think there's a lot of pent up demand. So at some point it's going to get exciting again.